Hello everybody and welcome to a brand new series. Today we are going to be starting a single player hardcore survival world. So let's change that into hardcore and we'll name it Hardcore World 1. And I already have a seed picked out. It's a pretty epic seed and we're going to leave all those things the same and I hope it goes alright. I'm very excited to start this world. I haven't done one of these before, and if I die in the first episode, I will be severely depressed. Here we go. Voila, and we are in the world. This is going to be our world, everybody, and I am so nervous. Oh my god. So welcome everybody, this is episode 1 of my hardcore survival single player world and I hope you guys really enjoy this series. I'm really looking forward to it. First things first, this is a seed I got from this lovely man's video and I really like the seed and I wanted to pick it up beforehand just because it looks so beautiful, and there is the seed up on the screen right now. So basically I am playing in hardcore mode and if I die the world is completely lost and all I can do after that is spectate it. And I really want to try and expand my Minecraft knowledge. Like, I know nothing about trading with villagers, and my head is in the clouds when it comes to all the new blocks and items, so I really want to try all those out while building in this kind of valley canyon type thing. So join me as we see how long I can last in this series. After I mentally prepared myself, I set out to gather some resources. I punched a tree, made some tools, killed some cows for their juicy flesh, rung a bell, and ransacked a village for food, while also protecting them, of course. I decided to wander around the area where I found another village waiting to be pillaged. I soon began to realize that the sun was setting and I really wanted to make it back to the mountains before it turned night. After sleeping in a bed that I absolutely forgot I stole, I finally made it back to the starting area and oh boy is it beautiful. I began to collect some more resources and I also decided to scope out the area a bit more. I also had a look around in some caves and I found a hidden zombie spawner which will come in really handy when we decide to mess with villager trading later on. I then headed back up to my temporary setup area and I made a full set of iron armor from all of the surface iron that I had collected so far, as well as some tools. Yeah. I then quickly realized that I didn't want to disgrace this beautiful area with my starter base, so I decided to move all of my belongings outside of the valley behind the mountains. And just to make it easier on myself, I placed a bunch of ladders leading all the way up on the cliff face on both sides. I made my way back into the valley and I took a cheeky leap of faith, and then I finally decided that it was time to face my fear and finally go caving. I had been absolutely dreading caving this whole time, and I was so certain that if I was ever going to die in this series, that at the beginning while caving would most likely be the time. I battled off many mobs, mainly creepers as you can see, attempting to make it down to the deep slate level, and I finally found my first diamonds. 1 diamond to be exact. But I found 4 more straight afterwards, which kind of made up for the crappy first vein that we found. I headed back up to the surface to smelt up all of my goodies that I got from mining, and I finally made an enchanting table. Yeah. However, my thirst for diamonds had not yet been quenched, and I began the long task of digging all the way down to bedrock, which I believe is like -60 or something like that, so that I could make a mine and collect some more of those shiny stones. I'm not gonna lie, it must have taken me over 10 straight minutes of non-stop mining just to reach down to bedrock level, but we finally made it and I found some more of those blue shiny rocks. While strip mining, I also came across a skeleton spawner this time, which I decided to then turn into a mob grinder so we could get some experience points, some bone meal, some arrows, and you know, all that good stuff. Before we could do that though, I had to head off to the nether to grab some soul sand to make a bubble vader for the mob grinder, and I spent probably about 20 minutes just wandering around on the verge of having a heart attack trying to find the soul sand without dying. I was also wondering how I was going to get enough leather and paper for a level 30 enchant setup, so I then made this eyesore of a sugarcane farm, which I ended up moving underground to kind of preserve the scenery, and I just shoved it straight underground because it was so ugly. I then had to find and enslave some cows to get some leather, and I also planted a bunch of wheat to feed the cows to make little cow babies. Luckily, I managed to snag a few of the nearby cows and I lured them over into their new home and I stuffed them all full of wheat. Now that I had my sugarcane and leather situation sorted, I began work on the skeleton grinder, which I totally did not copy off YouTube. After removing a bunch of the blocks around the spawner, I placed some water and dug out the tunnel for the bubble vader, where the skeletons would get sucked up and drop down, and voila, we finally had a working skeleton grinder. I then got a bit bored of working on the skeleton grinder, so I headed out to explore a bit more around our little starting area, and I came across a watchtower and a mesa biome, as well as a desert very close to where we set up our base. So yeah, I used a combination of sandstone and deep slate blocks to build the interior of the grinder killing and storage room, and I also made 2 more bubble vaders back up to the surface just so it'll make it easier to get to and from the mob farm. Even though it takes legit about 20 seconds to get to the top, it's way better than ladders. Finally, at long last, I managed to gather enough paper and leather to make a level 30 enchant setup, and I enchanted a bunch of stuff from all the diamonds that I had found from strip mining, and we were sitting pretty good right now. But finally, it was time to build my starter house. So there we have it. We have our little starter house, our little cow farm, wheat farm, skeleton grinder, sugarcane farm, all ready to go. And I think the house turned out quite nicely actually. It took me a little while to get it all exactly how I wanted it, but I think it turned out very nice. So I'll just take you over what we have so far and what we're going to do next time. So skeleton grinder is right down that way. Our sugarcane farm is just over there. Got our little cowies over here and our wheat. And I'll just take you for a little tour through our little starter house here. So I just made it look kind of nice, I suppose. Added some leaves, some pots. You walk in the front gate here, you've got your stone cutter, your smoker, your blast furnace, that's what that's called. And just some extra storage around here and down there as well. And you walk up and this is where I'm gonna have all of my items just for the beginning here until I build a proper storage room. But yeah, just a little kind of bedroom up this way. So basically what we have to do now is just build a couple more farms around the place just to make life a little easier. Build some houses as well, and my plan for the future is to split that mountain right down the middle where those ladders are and make a walkway through there and, you know, build a little village out here and eventually start building in there. But I'm not 100% sure what I want to build in there yet. Probably like a little kingdom, I suppose, and the little village will be out this way. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Sorry about how my voice sounded, by the way, in that last little bit when I was showing off my house. I just rewatched that a couple of days after I recorded it, and I was pretty sick recording that, so my voice sounded a bit stupid. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you think about the series so far, and hopefully I'll see you guys again next time. Bye bye.